Elland Road. Fulham look like they're about to get right back into it. Mitrovic standing over a penalty. Steve.
To the box. Just stay with your runner, shepherd him away from goal. It's come from absolutely nothing now, and Fulham are back in the game, 1-1.
In from Freiburg, highly rated as well, wasn't he, Andy? But he's not started his Premier League career very well.
Yeah, he was. A lot of big clubs were in for him, and he decided he wanted to go abroad. But I just wonder, he almost seems to be overburdened with a sense of responsibility at the moment, as if he feels as if he's come in as an expensive signing, big defensive leader, that he feels he has to go and get everything. But some of these decisions have been really rash.
Must be tricky though as well. You come into a team, Andy, and have to play in a brand new centre-back pairing.
Yeah.
It's difficult for him to adapt to the Premier League and adapt to a new partner at centre-half as well.
Yeah, that's right. You've got to be able to communicate. And of course, you know, think of some really great Premier League defenders who looked absolutely awful for their first 6 months there. I guess the difference is that Leeds can't really afford that. They need him to be a leader from the get-go. But I just remember that interview with Patrice Evra that he did with Donald McRae this summer, where he said, 45 minutes into my Manchester United career, my agent said, yeah, you've made a terrible mistake here. And he got over that and wants to become a Manchester United legend.
Absolutely. Mitrovic's 50th league goal in a Fulham shirt. That was his 51st goal for Fulham in all competitions after scoring in the Cup earlier this week. And they really need to make the most of this now, Steve, don't they? And use this momentum to try and get another goal before half-time.
Yeah, I mean, the game, Leeds are in complete control of the game. They're passages of play which we know when they're on the ball and there's no pressure on the ball. Fulham can knock it about. They look very disjointed at the moment from back to front, but hopefully that goal will just give them some kind of confidence, if anything, to try and just unlock the door throughout the pitch. You know, final third, they just look a little bit lost at the moment.
They're rattled, Leeds. I mean, one goal, and you know, we talk about Fulham, but question marks over Leeds. You know, however good they are going forward. Last week they conceded 4, maybe could have been more, and then you know, one mistake today, and their confidence looks gone at the moment. I'm sure they'll get the foothold back in the game again. But, you know, there's something to consider the Leeds backline as well this season.
Some significant goals going through. You can see Middlesbrough 0, Bournemouth 1. Dominic Solanke has scored. They need him this season to fire them back to the top flight. Some other goals that went through the video printer. It's Blackburn 3, Wickham 0. Adam Armstrong has scored again for Blackburn. Luton 1-0 up against Derby. Luton have started the season so well, and it's Norwich 1, Preston 1. Timu Pukki has scored that goal. And Chris, talking of confidence, I got there in the end. Pukki needed that one, didn't he?
Pukki,
used to say.
That's an important goal for him, wasn't it? I think his record in the second half of the season was really poor. There's been Norwich City fans questioning whether he should actually be in the team because they've got Adam Eder now, who's a really good young talent. So an important goal for him.
Yeah. Scored last week, didn't he, Eder?
Adam Eder, but Pukki was unselfish, and there were Norwich fans saying, well, he should have shot. But he squared it and Eder scored the winner. What are you moaning about, Norwich fans? It was good play, unselfish.
This is bad for Michael Jackson, isn't it? It's Tranmere 0, Cheltenham Town at 3. I'm happy I mentioned Freiburg a minute ago because they are 3 up in their game now. Andy?
Yeah, his old team going absolutely fantastically. Vincenzo Grifo, a really, really talented Italian midfield player, getting the 3rd goal for them there. And it could have been many more. They've had a couple of goals ruled out as well.
He's given a penalty. He's given a penalty.
Has had one ruled out, which could have made it 4 too.
Every time we go to Germany, something else happens at Elland Road. And Steve, there's another shout for a penalty. This time, who's got it?
Oh, it's a penalty to Leeds. It looks pretty soft. The ball comes in. Joe Bryan gets the wrong side of Bamford, and it looks to be a slight bit of combat.
He's then been the backup at Real Madrid, and really he's helped Thibaut Courtois get back to his very best form because he knows he's got a top quality goalkeeper behind him. How different is it, do you think, keeping goal for a team like Fulham, where it's basically save, rather than just this sort of marathon of concentration playing behind much better defences?
Well, he's going to have to be on it for 90 minutes every game this season, that's for sure, this current viewing.
He'll actually have work to do, won't he? Yeah, for once, probably in his career.
Are you saying he's stolen a living thus far?
You said that,
Some more goals coming through. through Harrogate Town. Back in the lead now against Walsall. Jack Muldoon, who got a couple last week, has scored again today. In Scotland, it's St Johnstone 0, Ross County 1. Ian Vigurs has got that goal. And Andy, we should really rejoin you, because I think you had something to tell us about Arminia Bielefeld, newly promoted side in Germany.
Yeah, and they played fantastic football in the back end of last season. Everyone thought it was a bun fight between Stuttgart and Hamburg to go up. Hamburg didn't even make it to the playoff in the end. Bielefeld plays such stylish football. And Sergio Suko has scored a really, really good opening goal. Now, of course, we're expecting Frankfurt to win this game. They're normally very passionately supported. Got 6,500 fans in today, which is, of course, not what they would normally expect, but making a little bit of noise. And they've got a really, really good front pair of Andre Silva, who they've just signed from Milan after a season on loan last season, and Bas Dost, who's been linked with Tottenham.
Could that happen? What do you think?
Well, ideally, Frankfurt don't want it to happen, because Dost and Silva link together really well, which is why they've let Gonçalo Paciencia, the Portuguese striker whose dad played for Bobby Robson at Porto, why they've let him go to Schalke, where he made his debut in that what can only be described as chastening defeat at Bayern last night. But really, Dost has only got a year left on his contract. And if he did get the opportunity to go for Tottenham, what a moment that would be for him. He's someone who can handle himself. He'd be great in the Premier League, I think. He's a big guy, good in the air, terrific finisher. There's absolutely nothing outside the penalty box. But maybe that's what Tottenham are looking for. To have someone of that sort of quality as a backup who's a little bit different to Harry Kane might be an interesting idea.
Okay, we shall see. It's now Norwich 1, Preston 2. Darnell Fisher, an ex-Celtic player, has scored that one. Loads of goals in Germany, loads of goals for Becky Ives as well.
Oh, they're flying in. We had another 2 in 2 minutes here. So firstly, Charlie Simmons got the ball in the back of the net for Yaxley from close range. No sooner had that happened, Richard Gregory took it straight back up the pitch for his third of the game. He's got his hat-trick on his debut. So let me tell you, these fans have waited 189 days for non-league football to return, and right now they are not being disappointed. Let's all keep up. The score is currently Hell 0 3, Yaxley 1.
Becky very happy indeed. There are loads of goals for her. Let's check in again with Jeff Brazier now. In fact, I tell you what, we'll come back to Jeff in just a couple of moments' time. Let's talk to Darren about some of the transfers happening in this country this week. Some big, big stories, including, I know you've mentioned it earlier, but Gareth Bale coming in, and you know a thing or two about a transfer to Spurs, don't you? In fact, the last time he joined, you were in that transfer window with him.
Yeah, I mean, listen, our careers went in completely different paths, but listen, Gareth, I mean, he came and obviously as a young man, struggled a little bit at first, nearly went to Nottingham Forest on loan. I think he had that awful record of not winning a game in a couple of years, but listen, he applied himself, kept working hard, and when he finally got the opportunity, I mean, he went on to brilliant things, but his temperament was always very, very good, and the fact that he's coming back to Tottenham, I mean, it's a box office signing. It's just what he's got left in the tank. We all see the highlights of what he had before he left Tottenham when he went to Real Madrid, but if he can come back and produce half of that, what a signing that is.
Do you think he can afford a haircut? No.
I tell you what, little quiz for you, Chris. What age do you think Darren is there?
Oh, be careful here, you.
29?
Do you know, Darren?
I want to say I was 23.
You were 23.
All I already knew, don't I?
So a lot happened in his career after that, Chris. Easy to forget. What age you've signed for one of many clubs. What about Gareth Bale? What age does he look there? Any guesses? Sorry.
Andy, what's the European view on Gareth Bale coming back to the Premier League? Will he be seen as a success at Real Madrid?
Yeah, I think he will. Especially a bit of distance between what's happened over the last year and now, Jules. And it's interesting because Zinedine Zidane was asked to speak about him today in the press conference. Madrid are playing their first La Liga game of the season tomorrow night at Real Sociedad. And he said, look, there was never any beef between me and Bale. I just didn't really feel he was right for the team anymore. And he said, look, he's legend at this club. He's produced so much. He's done some incredible things, and people should remember him like that. And I wish him the best of luck.
Chris, what do you think he fits in at Spurs, Gareth Bale? By the way, right now, he's unlikely to be playing for at least 4 to 6 weeks.
And that's an issue as well, isn't it? You know, him coming in, and I suppose if you're a Spurs fan, you're thinking, we need a lift, we need Bale in immediately. I just want, look, he's had brilliant career. You know, Champions League winner 4 times. I wonder because, you know, last time he was here, he was a very clever player, but he had such great pace as well. I just wonder whether he's, you know, had to change his game a little bit, and you know, he doesn't have that you know, outright pace anymore. So it'll be interesting to see where Jose actually sees his best position. Of course, he's going to play, but where do they fit him in that Spurs lineup?
Well, take me to the training ground first of all. When he arrives in that squad, what does it do to the rest of the players?
Just gives you a lift. Automatically, you think, oh, world-class player coming in. Can't wait to train with him. You know what it's like when a world-class player walks in on someone who's very, very good. Automatically, the first training session, you're kind of looking to why are they so good, what can they do, what have they still got left. You know, when a top player comes in. So I think a lot of the younger players will be thinking, oh, it's Gareth Bale. So I think it takes everyone up a level. You're either going to sink or you're going to swim.
I think even experienced players, I think they're all going to be waiting for that first session or first cup session again and decide, has he still got it? There's going to be question marks from everyone. He had it 100%, but has he still got it?
You're 19 in that photo, by the way, just in case anyone at home was wondering. Look, they need a boost. Very unconvincing in Europe. When you look at Spurs' schedule as well, it is absolutely brutal. Cup and then another Europa League qualifier next week before they play in the Premier League again.
Yep, and Molly Mourinho carries on, doesn't
He's
he?
got everything this time,
Too
doesn't
many
he?
fixtures. Get on with that. You know, Spurs have a big squad. You know, it's just excuses. And I think that him moaning all the time has a really negative, or will have a really negative impact on the players. If you tell players they're tired, do you know what? They might actually start feeling that they're tired.
Gives them an excuse. Chris is totally right. If the manager keeps making excuses, that then see players, and they'll start going, maybe the manager's right, maybe we are tired.
They've also brought Sergio Reguilon in, who did so well for from Real Madrid this season.
High and wide, you know, linking the players in. Attacking wise, they've got options, haven't they? They're dynamic, they're fluid. They just need to gel all the pieces together. They got the squad to do it. They just need to get through this little first run of games and get confidence going.
Yeah, as I said, absolutely brutal schedule for them so far. They need to start winning again consistently. Now, we're just about to take a little pause here on BT Sport 2 while our viewers in BT Sport 1 rejoin us, because it's half-time at Elland Road. I can see Leeds are leading thanks to that penalty. It's 2-1 to Leeds in this game, and our commentators are just wrapping up there. And we'll continue then on BT Sport score then. Let's just briefly mention the first half. I mean, are they deserving the lead?
Leeds, 100%. Yep. The only thing missing in this game is the positive defending from Fulham and Elland Road bouncing. I mean, it deserves fans to be there, doesn't it? They deserve the lead. They was in control. They give a sloppy penalty away, but totally in control. But 2-1 is a dangerous result at the moment.
Yeah, they're enjoying being back at Elland Road for the first time in the Premier League in 16 seasons. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, full